Hi, my name is Paul McCarthy, and this is my YouTube channel. I'm a Tactical Response alumni, HRC sniper, and tactical instructor. I'm also a musician on the side, and I love to do all sorts of great, fun, athletic things.
Alright, stand fast. Hold your position there.
My goal is to teach all my friends and family how to defend themselves, and make great friends along the way. Just recently, I moved to Tennessee and made the best friends of my life.
You are surrounded by people with guns, you do realize.
Yeah, he's got one strapped to him.
We all do.
He's got a chopper.
Anyway, brought all together for you right here on my channel. Alright, well, basically, I've had a lot of different questions and just like inquiries and statements made about ghillie suits and understanding, how to use them, and in a sniper's perspective, why are they even useful? Like, how do you use them? Just so many different questions, and just what's the best kind, So I'm gonna give a brief, I guess, explanation of what their basic concepts are and why you would want to use one, or how big of one would you want, or just all sorts of things to cover. So basically, for me, I prefer a lighter, if I'm going to use a ghillie suit at all, I'm going to use a lighter, more easy to tote around one that I could spread out fairly quickly. It's not too heavy, it's not too cumbersome, it's not too thick, it's not like ridiculous. I want something that's basically just going to break up my silhouette. And what I mean by that is the outline of my body in a crest situation or on any type of situation. And when I'm looking for that, I'm just looking for enough to just basically get rid of my head and shoulders, which is the primary thing that you guys want to try to get rid of, that silhouette of you breaking up your head and shoulders, because that's the prominent feature that stands out to the human eye. And in order to do that, ghillie, which is made of burlap strands typically, you could get all sorts of kinds, I have all different kinds, it fluffs things up, you tie natural vegetation into it, it breaks up your silhouette. That's what its major purpose is for. But the problem with these nets and these suits are typically, because they get so bulky and cumbersome, because guys want to be the big green monster all the time, they end up getting caught on stuff, giving away the position. I mean, when I was going through training, there's a lot of guys that, they would get caught on some vegetation or something would happen and the whole tree would shake. You just see them instantly. And you can't have that. So you wanted to make sure, like, instead of having a huge suit, which I classify as an infiltration suit, I would have more of a recon suit, like a recon type shorter veil, and all that stuff set up differently. Let me show you a few examples of what I have here for you. All right, here's my suit that I wore through training. All right, it's a small ghillie suit. It's literally just enough here to break up your head and shoulders. It's still got leaves in it. All right, and you just basically drape this on, and it's a hood here. And you got basic sleeves, little sleeves here, and stuff like that. But it's not like a full body suit. It's literally just, a half, I guess you would say, or like a little cape, just to throw on. And it was designed by me. I mean, I put it together. I went to a craft store and got this, I guess you could say, like a decorative net that you would use for just typical stuff. Like decorating your house in a nautical fashion. And I bought this instead and got some burlap strands and stuff and covered it up. See, I mean, my head, you really can't tell too much, but when it's up in my veil position and I actually have my rifle under here, you're not going to really see too much of my head and shoulders when this is on all the way. And I got veg tied into it. And the cool thing about this suit and the way I built it was so that I could use it kind of like a chamois, and I could just, wrap it around my neck, throw it over, there you go, and you got your own little, like, ghillie suit, like, scarf kind of deal, and you could use it and tie it up and do whatever you got to do, and it doesn't get caught on anything. It's really short, really easy to manage. You could wear it like a normal shirt over your stuff, but long story short, that's what I would prefer to use. Something more like this is what you see all the time. And this is my infiltration suit. You see, it's got a lot of breakups, a lot of stripes in it. But this is a full body suit, and if you're going to be wandering through the woods with this, you're going to get caught up on all sorts of different kinds of stuff. I mean, it's just overkill. something like this suit would probably be used in a situation where you are going to be like right up on somebody infiltrating their AO or whatever their area or base or whatever the hell you're doing. If you're playing airsoft, you're probably, whatever. But that's for like when you're right up on somebody and you need to really cover your entire body in natural veg. Like there's no real fast moving in that type of a suit because it gets caught on everything. You're gonna have to be really slow and stalk through everything. And another alternative to ghillie suits that a lot of people totally pass up that we use a lot as snipers, and these little improvised veils. I keep one in this little bag. It's my sniper bag. I have one that's full of just like camouflage stuff. I'm always prepared. I got my face paints. I got all my different gears in here and rifle wraps and just all sorts of stuff that I use for when I'm out in the field. But I made a bunch of these for the guys, and this is an improvised sniper veil. Because all this is a piece of screen. You get some old, window screen, steel preferably, and you put burlap over the top of it so that this way you can mold to any shape that you want. Your rifle's there, it stays that way. It stays all bundled and crushed up. And this one's coming apart a little bit, but it's not a big deal. I'll wire tie some stuff back into it. This is old, but great alternative for a ghillie suit if you don't want to carry a ghillie suit around. Something smaller like this that you could just throw over your head and break up that head and shoulder silhouette. Anything like this is great, and you can pop your scope, through a little hole. I can see you. You can barely see anything from far away. And with all that breakup and all those ripples on the top, you see, from a long ways away, that's not going to look like anything, honestly. It's going to look like some grass. And that's a really great alternative for using, like, for a hood or so, just something to be a veil. The primary thing is the veil, the head and shoulders. All the rest of the suit is entirely unnecessary and kind of impractical if you're doing anything that's not specific that needs that. So a lot of snipers don't even use ghillie suits nowadays because just the environments don't call for them or the doctrine doesn't call for whatever maybe, whatever the mission calls for. And my standpoint on them is always have, I guess, an abundance of options when it comes to your suits and your camouflage, and always try to figure out what environment you're going to get into and understand, this is not Call of Duty. This is not, oh, I'm a big fluffy green monster and I'm going to not be seen. No, this is all about discrepancies and weight and heat, and there's a lot that goes into it. And when you start training in a ghillie suit and you start understanding all that, then you'll start realizing what you really need to work on and look at. So just like I said, I have 3 classifications of ghillie suits: my recon suit, my infiltration suit, and then I have my veils, just the veils. And that's something you should be a little bit more familiar with.